So, Abdullah, what is the difference between a traditional application security and a cloud native security?
Right. Thanks. First of all, happy to be here. Right. Just taking a step back in terms of traditional IT requirements for developing applications and security. Right. Before the cloud, the responsibility actually falls on the developing teams. So they have different teams that manage infrastructure. Fundamentally, you have to secure network, compute, and storage, right? So all of these components work together to provide end-to-end security. Application security does not exist in a silo, right? So in traditional IT environments, you have to spend a lot of manpower and things to actually secure all of these things at an individual level. For example, setting up hardware firewalls, setting up DDoS mitigations on-prem and everything. Right. With the shift to cloud native security, what really is important is to actually understand the context in which your application is actually operating. Mm-hmm. With the advent of cloud, you get a lot of flexibility to get a lot of cool services and infrastructure. That essentially means your attack surface is orders of magnitude higher than what it was in traditional environments as well. So that means you really have to solve the context problem when developing and deploying applications on the cloud. That means you have to model your application and understand what are the inputs and output patterns of your application. What are the interaction pieces, right? So the parameter that existed in traditional IT environments, that essentially has diluted and dissolved in cloud native environments. So you can no longer just think that a web application firewall will be able to prevent events from, say, API gateways. Yes, they will, but there are a lot of other avenues which can actually trigger security issues in your applications. For example, you don't just have API gateways anymore, right? So your applications have inputs from event streams, cloud storage, changes in databases, and all that. So all of these things introduce additional attack vectors that can happen, right? So you really need to understand the context your application is performing in. You have to secure the platform and the infrastructure that essentially enables your application. And then ultimately you have to continuously have application security in a cloud native environment.